Welcome to the Stoicism Developed channel, where you find the path to your personal growth. You know those days when it feels like the universe is conspiring against you? You wake up late, the traffic is chaotic, and at work, everyone seems to have decided to test your patience. In times like these, it's hard not to lose your cool, isn't it? But what if I told you there's a way to face it all with a smile and the calmness of someone who's unbothered? Today, we'll talk about how you can learn to react as if nothing bothers you, even in the most stressful situations. We'll explore together what Stoic philosophy has to teach us about maintaining composure, no matter what's happening around us. If you've ever felt frustrated by losing control of your emotions or tired of being carried away in the heat of the moment, this video is for you. Here, you'll discover practical strategies to handle chaos calmly and how it can transform your life in ways you never imagined. Are you ready to take control of your reactions and live with more peace? Before we begin, I ask that you leave your consent, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, turn on notifications so you don't miss new videos, and if you're interested, at the end of the video, check out our exclusive content found in the pinned comment. Without further ado, let's get started. Let's be honest, we've all had those moments when emotions take over, and we end up reacting in a way we later regret. Maybe it was an argument in traffic, a fight with a coworker, or even a situation at home where stress made you lose your patience. These moments of emotional reactivity may seem harmless at first glance, but the truth is they have a significant impact on our lives. When we react impulsively, we often let our emotions control our actions, which rarely leads to positive outcomes. Think about the last time you lost your patience or got frustrated. How did you feel afterward? There was definitely that feeling of regret, that wish you could go back and react differently. And the consequences of these reactions? It might have resulted in a strained relationship, a rushed decision, or taking you further away from your goals. The big problem with emotional reactivity is that it puts us in a weak position. When we act impulsively, we lose our ability to think clearly, evaluate options, and choose the best response for any situation. Instead, we act automatically, often making things worse. This not only creates stress and anxiety but can also lead to a vicious cycle of negative emotions, where each small irritation snowballs into something hard to stop. The good news is, it doesn't have to be this way. There's a way to handle these situations more calmly and rationally, and the first step is recognizing the importance of controlling our reactions. Instead of letting our emotions dominate us, we can learn to master them, choosing how we want to respond to each challenge life throws our way. With that in mind, I've outlined some practical strategies for reacting more calmly. Strategy number 1, show empathy. It's one of those words everyone knows, but few practice daily. This goes beyond simply understanding how the other person feels. It's about truly putting yourself in someone else's shoes, seeing the world through their eyes. This can make a big difference in your personal and professional relationships. When we talk about showing empathy, we're talking about a skill that allows us to connect more deeply with the people around us. Making an effort to understand how the other person feels not only improves communication but also creates an environment of trust and mutual respect. This is especially important in conflict situations, where a lack of empathy can easily turn a misunderstanding into a serious argument. But how do you start showing empathy? First, practice active listening. This means paying attention to what the other person is saying, without interrupting or preparing a response while they're still talking. Then, try to reflect on what was said, showing that you understand the feelings and perspectives involved. Phrases like, "I understand how difficult this is for you," or "I imagine this situation was frustrating," show that you're making an effort to understand the other person's point of view. Another practical way to show empathy is to ask yourself how you would like to be treated in a similar situation. If you were going through a tough time, how would you want the people around you to react? Use this reflection to guide your actions, treating others as you would like to be treated. Over time, these small behavioral changes can transform not only your interactions with others but also how you feel about yourself and the world around you. Practicing empathy will not only improve your relationships but also contribute to a more harmonious and inclusive environment, where everyone feels more valued and understood. 2. Practice the art of acceptance. We know that acceptance is one of the keys to living a more peaceful and balanced life. However, this doesn't mean passively surrendering to everything that happens, but rather understanding that not everything is under our control. We often waste energy trying to change situations that are actually beyond our control. Acceptance is not giving up but acknowledging reality as it is, which allows us to face it more consciously and effectively. Accepting life's circumstances, especially those we cannot change, helps us maintain our inner peace. When we resist things we can't control, we create unnecessary tension and suffering. Accepting what is, rather than fighting it, allows us to focus on what truly matters and where we can make a difference. This doesn't mean you have to give up on everything, but choose your battles wisely. The philosopher Epictetus reminds us, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This quote emphasizes the importance of our perception of events and how, by changing our perspective and accepting what we cannot change, we can find peace amidst adversity. Practicing the art of acceptance is, in fact, a daily exercise in self-compassion and understanding the world around us. As you develop this skill, you'll notice that life becomes less overwhelming and situations that once seemed unbearable are now faced with more clarity and calm. Acceptance is not weakness, it's wisdom, and this wisdom can profoundly transform how we live and relate to the world. Third, develop patience. Patience is one of the most challenging and yet one of the most beneficial traits on the path to a more balanced life. We live in a world where everything seems to be constantly accelerating. We want quick answers, immediate results, and any delay leaves us anxious or frustrated. But the truth is, the most valuable things in life often take time, and this is where patience becomes essential. Being patient isn't just about passively waiting for something to happen, but rather maintaining calm and clear thinking while things run their course. When we practice patience, we avoid rash decisions, impulsive words, and mistakes that could have been avoided with a little more reflection. Patience gives us the space to observe the situation more objectively and act more wisely. Furthermore, being patient with others and with yourself creates an environment of understanding and empathy. We all face internal battles, and often a little patience can make all the difference in the support and respect we show others. This also applies to our personal journeys. Developing patience with our trials, with our mistakes and successes, allows us to grow in a healthier and more conscious way. After all, patience is a virtue that helps us face life's ups and downs with more balance. It doesn't eliminate difficulties, but it gives us the strength needed to face them calmly. And as you cultivate this skill, you'll find that many things that once seemed unattainable became possible only because you were able to wait for the right moment and act with caution. 4. Boost your self-esteem. Boosting self-esteem is essential for living a more fulfilling and confident life. We often underestimate the impact that our thoughts and beliefs about ourselves have on our ability to respond to adversity. A lack of self-esteem can lead us to doubt our abilities, fear others' judgment, and avoid challenges that could help us grow. The good news is that self-esteem can be enhanced through daily practices and a shift in how you see yourself. One of the most effective ways to boost self-esteem is to practice self-compassion. This means treating yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a dear friend. Instead of harshly criticizing yourself for every mistake or imperfection, try recognizing your flaws as part of the growth process. Every time you allow yourself to make mistakes without severe self-judgment, you're taking a step towards healthier self-esteem. Another powerful practice is celebrating your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Acknowledge every progress you make toward your goals, and use these small victories as reminders of your abilities and determination. Self-esteem also increases when you surround yourself with people who support and value you for who you are. Seek to be in environments where you feel safe, and avoid those that undermine your confidence or make you feel inferior. Remember that you have the right to set boundaries and choose the company that positively contributes to your life. And last but not least, commit to self-awareness. The more you know yourself, the more confident you become about who you are and what you are capable of achieving. This includes both recognizing your strengths and accepting your weaknesses, understanding that both are part of who you are. As you become more self-aware, you develop strong and authentic self-esteem that doesn't rely on others' approval but on the confidence you have in your own abilities and values. These are the strategies I wanted to share with you. Which one resonated most with your life? Comment below and share this content with anyone who might benefit from these reflections. Don't forget to access the special content in the pinned comment to continue diving into topics like this. See you in the next video.